Well, the only thing is that was tricky. I was thinking of doing it as like functions.
Yeah.
If your perimeter is 100, then 100 needs to equal like your surround x plus 100x minus 2x, like these three added together.
Right.
But those all cancel to equal 0.
So if we wanted to try and guess and check first, then we know we only have 100 yards, and we have to have 2 of them plus 100 minus it, so you could guess some value, some reasonable value. Something like that, like 10, 20, something like that, just to
Yeah,
see
so
where it
30.
is.
If x was 30, just starting randomly, then this is 40. 30 times 40 is what? 120.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be between 20 and 30?
Yeah, because those are two
Yeah,
at the same
kind
height.
of parabola. It's
Yeah,
going to be
so-
quadratic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I guess we can't assume that, so that's okay. Yeah.
Oh, because it's just kind of two different questions.
What?
Yeah, because this is going with a different approach to solving.
Yeah.
Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
So that's a good other approach that we could use though.
Yeah.
Right? That's a whole other method, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, part of our guess and check could be though, we could rule out, really small
Mhm.
numbers for x because we know we want it closer to a square, right? Like if
Mhm.
we establish that, then
So it's
then it's not even
24
assuming
times
it's
50.
quadratic.
I mean, we're like assuming that the answer is going to be an integer, or like
Right.
our x value is going to be an integer
Yeah.
in this approach.
Why did I try 27? Why am I so
You're just
confused?
trying a couple things between.
But I
20
should
or
try
30.
24.
Oh,
And for the sake of
gracious.
explanation, we can add that we kind of ruled out extremities just because we wanted,
Yeah.
based on prior knowledge, we knew the area was going to be larger when it was.
Use more of a calculus approach. We called this side length y. And then we came up with two equations. Our first drum is 100 minus 2x. We wrote
Y.
equal y, represented as y. You wrote two equations based on that for the area and perimeter of our garden.
So the two equations were,
100 equals 2x plus y
And
for
that's
the perimeter. And the second equation is area equals x times y. And this created, well, basically it's just
two equations, or did you solve it differently?
No, well, so we had two equations and then we substituted,
And
solved our perimeter for y and substituted that into our area.
okay, so
So that equation, now we have an area equals x times 100 minus 2x.
okay, so you had two equations and you solved for y, and
Mhm.
so you had y. Which one did you?
Solved the perimeter for y.
Okay,
And
so-
plug and substitute that into the area function. So then we could ultimately created area as a function of x.
So, like in the first part, you said, like we let 100 minus 2x represented by y. And we should just say like, we let the length be represented by y.
Yeah, agreed.
Instead of saying 100 minus 2x is represented by y, because then we're just doing a step, undoing it, and then redoing it.
Mhm.
Just say like, we let the third side, or the length, be represented by y.
Oh, I see
And
what
then we
you're saying,
solve
yeah.
that y equals 100 minus 2x. I think it's a nice thing to keep in, like, it,
Just kind of represents
Unless-
a little
yeah.
more like leading. Yeah,
yeah.
that works.
Because like, this kind of question, I feel like these come up a lot, just like the end of the chapter, and they don't always have this like diagram.
Agreed.
So showing how they got like these numbers.
But are we inserting a picture of this diagram?
We should.
And then
Mhm.
for sake of explanation, we can just say we assigned our
This is
own
like, yeah, like,
variables.
this is how we got this stuff, just to justify like the diagram that we were given.
Well, if you're trying to maximize a given
Yes.
function,
Right.
you can.
Set our we found the derivative and set it equal to 0 because
Access to the
quadratic.
materials right now.
Realizing it. Yeah.
How do you feel about airplaying this up on this screen so we can all see what you're typing, like while you're typing?
Sure. Given the
Doing
area
it.
as a function of x, we found the derivative of our area function and set that equal to 0 well, equal times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.